So, very good evening, everyone. Here today, I am speaking Raghavin Divedi, and I am a host, as will be said as speaker of today's session. Okay. So, once again, I would like to wish you all very good evening. Today, I am going to introduce you to a very important concept in education. I think it's very important because why? Which is social emotional learning, or we also used to abbreviate in such a way SEL. SEL is all about helping students develop the skills they need beyond academics, right? The skills to understand and manage their emotions, to set positive goals, to show empathy for others, to build strong relationships to others with others, we may say that, and to make responsible decisions. It's all about emotional learning. In simple words, what can we say? We can say that SEL teaches us students how to be aware of themselves, how to work well with others, and how to handle challenges in a positive way. It's not just about learning with the mind, but also about learning with the heart. It's not, I would like to repeat my sentence that SEL, it's not only about to just learning with mind. It's all about that how we are learning with my heart, with our heart, right? Okay. When we must integrate SEL into a classrooms, we are not only improving academics and performances and between confident and compassionate and responsible human beings. Okay. We are also building the future of children's. Okay. We are also preparing our students to become confident, compassionate, and responsible human beings, right? So, at the higher education level, is right. We always used to consider our skills, whether they are social emotional learning, social learning skills, and social engineering skills, whatever. So at the higher education, at the secondary level stage, social emotional learning becomes even more crucial. This is the age when students go through rapid physical, emotional, and social changes. They make academic pressures, careers related decisions, and influence, and often identity related challenges. Right? Through SEL, students learn how to cope with stress, manage their time, handle competition in a healthy way. It helps them in developing self confidence, empathy, and resilience, qualities that are necessary not only for their exams but also for the important for their life ahead. Right? When students are emotionally balanced and socially aware, they are able to focus better on academics, on the academics other skills, and they get informed and responsible choices about their future. In short, SEL at this stage prepares them for both higher education level and the real world. Because why are we preparing? Why are we studying? Only cause of what? To face the situations and problems of real world, right? Key components of social emotional learning. Okay, so now let us discuss about the key components again and again. According to CASEL, and SEL is built around five core major areas. Your first one is self-awareness, the ability to recognize one's own emotions, strength, and limitation. For example, a student who understand that he feels anxious before exams can prepare his strategies to overcome it. Right? Self-management, the skill to regulate emotions, manage stress, and set proposal goals. This helps students control impulse and stay motivated. Right? Social awareness, the capacity to empathize with others, to respect diversity, and to understand social norms. This builds a sense of belonging in the classroom, right? Responsible decision making. Or we can say that relationship skills, the ability to communicate clearly, listen actively, resolve conflicts, and build healthy relationships. These are essential for teamwork and collaboration, right? And responsible decision making, the practice of making ethical, safe, and constructive choices about personal and social behavior helps students weigh consequences before acting. So I think very important. It's very important. Okay, so together these five components ensures that students are not just academically strong, but also emotionally intelligent and socially responsible. Right? So these are the common factors, some components which are really essential. Self-awareness. Self-awareness is not the foundation of social emotional learning. It simply means knowing yourself, being able to recognize your emotions, your strength, and even your limitations. Right? Uh, when students are self-aware, they can identify when they are feeling and why they are feeling it. Right. For example, a student may realize that they feel nervous before giving a presentation. This awareness is the first step towards managing that nervousness. Self awareness also helps in building self control and a positive mindset. It always allows students to appreciate their strength and work on the areas of improvement. In short, we may say that self awareness is about asking yourself, who am I? And what are my feelings? What am I good at? Where do I need to grow? The student, more students understand themselves, the better choices they can make in both academic and real life. Okay. And we now come on the, I think there is a next topic will be of self-management. Self-management. When we do know, dear teachers, when we used to talk about self-management, so it's the ability to control one's emotions, thoughts, and behaviors in different situations. It's all about staying calm under pressure and setting goals and working consistently to achieve them. For students, self-management means learning how to handle stress during exams, how to manage their life effectively, and how to stay motivated even when they having the difficult tasks in their life. For example, we may take instead of getting angry when they don't understand the subject, a self-managed student will ask for help for practice more. This skill also includes self-discipline, perseverance, and ability to delay immediate pressure for long-term success. In short, we may say that self-management teaches students how to respond thoroughly rather than react impulsively, and it's what turns self-awareness into positive action, right? Now come on the next. Yes. uh Script relationship, I think that will be next one. Yes, relationship skills. When we people talk about relationship skills, whenever we people talk about relationship skills, so these are another core of component of social emotional learning. While self-awareness and self-management focus on the individual, relationship skills are about how we connect, interact, and collaborate with others in a healthy and positive way. At the higher education level, as a sector level, secondary level, students are at a stage where friendships, peer influence, teamwork, and communication play a very big role in their daily life. Relationship skills give we may say that them ability to build trust, communicate clearly, listen actively, resolve conflicts, and show respect and empathy towards others. For example, a student who can work in a group project while listening to different opinions, sharing ideas confidently, and adjusting when needed is practicing a strong relationship skills. Similarly, when two friends have a disagreement, but instead of fighting, they sit down, talk, and find a solution. That's also an example of healthy relationship skills. So these skills are extremely important for leadership, teamwork, collaboration. Without them, students may face isolation. They will face the problem of restriction, bullying, or frequent conflict with them. They learn cooperation, tolerance, and the value of diversity. Right? Now, next, come on the next, social awareness. Okay, social awareness. What is the exact meaning of social awareness? Uh, Social awareness is one of the most important components of social emotional learning. While self awareness is about understanding yourself, social awareness is about understanding others and the world around you. In simple terms, social awareness means having the ability to show empathy, respect diversity, and recognize the feelings and perspectives of other people. It is about asking yourself, how does the other person feel? What might they be going through? How can I respond with kindness and fairness? For students, social awareness is very important because at the higher secondary stage, they interact with the classmates from different backgrounds, cultures, and lifestyles. When they develop social awareness, they learn to appreciate their differences instead of just judging or rejecting them. For example, if a classmate is quiet and not participating, we may say that, what do we say? Participating a socially aware student may think, maybe she's shy or going through some difficulty instead of assuming that she is uninterested. Another example is showing empathy towards a friend who failed in an exam by encouraging them instead of making fun of them. Social awareness also involves respecting rules, understanding social norms, and caring for the larger community. It teaches the students for the value of kindness, compassion, and responsible citizenship. When students have social awareness, they are able to create a safe, inclusive, and supportive classroom environment where everyone feels valued. Later in life, these skills help them in building a strong professional relationship, being good team players, and becoming socially responsible citizens. In short, because social awareness is the heart of human connection. It teaches us about not only to see the world from our own eyes, but also to step in the shoes of others and see the world from the perspective. Just wait, dear all, a call is appearing on my screen. Just wait. Hello. Good evening, ma'am. The IBSEA, right? Okay, ma'am, can I call you after 5, or we may say that 30 minutes, because right now I'm in the meeting. Can I call you, ma'am? Huh? Sorry, ma'am. Sorry. Okay, I will call you. I will call you, ma'am. Okay, 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 okay. Sorry for that, because there was a one call which was having. Where was I? Huh. So I was saying that. What was I saying? I was saying that. Just wait. What happened to my cursor? Huh. I was saying that in short, socialization is the heart of human connection. It teaches us how to not only to see the world from our own eyes, but also to step into the shoes of others and see the world from their perspectives. Right? Okay. Responsible decision making. Dear all, when we used to talk about responsible decision making, responsible decision making is the final but very powerful component of social emotional learning. If self awareness, self management, social awareness, and relationship skills prepare the growth, then responsible decision making is about putting all of them together and making choices that are ethical, safe, and beneficial not only for oneself but also for others. It means the ability to think before acting, to consider the possible consequences of one's actions, and to choose the option that leads to positive outcome. For students, this include decisions such as how to manage their study time, how to deal with peer pressure, how to use social media responsibility, and how to handle conflicts in a constructive way. For example, imagine a student is tempted in a copy in an exam. The responsible decision maker will pause, think about the consequences, losing self-respect, facing punishment, damaging trust, and then decide not to do it. Another example is choosing to stand up for a classmate who is being bullied instead of remaining silent. Right. Responsible decision making also involve problem solving, evaluating risk, setting priorities, and ethic thinking critically. These skills help students balance short-term desires with long-term goals. So in the classroom, when students learn to make responsible decisions, the environment becomes safer, more respectful, and more productive. So in real life, these skills shape them out into citizens who can contribute positively to society, workplace, and families. Right. So in short, responsible decision making is about asking yourself, is the choice fair? Is it safe? Will it help me and others? What will be the impact of any action tomorrow? The answers to these questions guide students to take the path of integrity and responsibility. Right? Okay. Now move on the next one. Benefits of SEL in higher education. Better communication, teamwork, yes, as I already discussed. Higher emotional resilience, positive self identity and confidence, reduce the stress, anxiety, etc. Stronger decision making skills, improve focus and academic performances. Exactly. I totally agree with these all points. Brain development. Dear all, when we used to talk about brain development, adolescence is a very crucial stage of a human development, not only physically and emotionally, but also in terms of brain development. Research in neuroscience shows that the human brain doesn't fully mature until the mid 20s and adolescence. Roughly from 12 to 19 years is a period of rapid change inside the brain. One of the most important parts of the brain involved is the cortex, prefrontal cortex, where the responsible for decision making, impulse control, planning, and relational thinking. This area develops relatively late. On the other hand, the limbic system, which controls emotions and rewards, more active during adolescence. This imbalance explains why adolescents sometimes act impulsively, take risks, or are highly influenced by emotions and peers. Right. Another important change is in the brain's neural connection during adolescence, a process called synaptic burning, pruning take place, where unused connections are removed and important ones are strengthened. This makes the brain more efficient, but it also means that experiences during this time, whether positive like learning, sports, and creativity, or negative like stress and substances, can strongly shape their brain's long term development. Right? For educators and parents, understanding adolescent brain development is very important. It helps us to realize that certain behaviors like mood swings, risk taking, or struggle with self control are not just attitude problems, but natural outcomes of a developing brain. With guidance, structure, support, adolescents can learn how to channel their emotions, manage risk, and gradually build a strong self regulation. In short, adolescence is a window of great opportunity as well as vulnerability. If we provide the right environment, skills, and emotional support, we can help adolescents shape their brain for a successful and balanced future. Right? Role of teachers: model SEL behaviors like empathy, patience, and respect. Create a safe and inclusive environment. Integrate SEL into, we may say that, daily lessons and routines. Use positive discipline and conflict resolution. Right? Positive, uh, for the positivity is needed, I think. Impact of teachers: build strong student relationship, help student feel valued. Yeah, exactly. Heard and support and recognition, I think, is very important. English character analysis. Self in how we are integrating SEL skill in what? In our classrooms. Curriculum. Social science, discussing fairness, democracy, something like that. We can integrate it. Mathematics, group problem solving. I think it's very good, important example. Art. Expressing emotions through creative projects, promoting men self-awareness and emotional expression, something like this, we can consider it. Team-based experiment, again, I'm saying that in science we can say that. Okay, move on next. Popular SEL programs. Okay, so some of the popular SEL programs, whichever I have already discussed some of the. So when we talk about these are two main approaches to integrating SEL into regular subjects. Okay. Standard SEL programs are specially designed lessons, modules, or workshops where the sole focus uh, on developing social and emotional skills instead of being taught indirectly through other subjects. SEL here is taught as a direct and structured program, just like a subject in itself. Right. These programs usually include activities, plays, group discussions, storytelling, mindfulness exercises, and reflection tasks that focus on the five SEL competencies: self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, leadership skills, and responsible decision making. Right. So the benefit of such programs that they provide dedicated time and space for a student to practice and internalize their life skills. In a busy academic schedule, often social and emotional learning gets overlooked, but standalone programs ensure that SEL is treated as a priority. Research shows that when schools implementing structured SEL programs, even for just 1 or 2 sessions a week, students show improvements in academic performances, classroom behavior, emotional regulation, and when long-term life outcomes such as reduced anxiety and stronger resilience in higher education too, standalone SEL programs can be delivered through orientation session, counseling workshop, leadership camps, and special modules on stress management, communication skills. These are adults, give young adults the tools they need to navigate adulthood and professional life successfully. So I think these are very important. Okay. These are not just only the simple one. These are very important. Okay. So it's needed, I think. Okay. Now come on the next. Practical strategies. Morning check-ins. Exactly. It's the best practice. Think, pair, share, peer teaching, peer learning. Very important technique. Conflict resolution, mindfulness, mind minutes, classroom agreement, role plays, and uh, skits. Very important. Very important strategies. Assessment, observation checklists, we can observe teacher reflection logs, regular notes on student growth. It's very important. Peer feedback as a peer learning. Very important. Right? Background. Whenever we people talk about the terms of background and everything, okay. So it's a case study. We may say that it's a what? Case study. So here we have a case study from Greenfield School and Urban CBSE Senior Secondary School with grades 11 and 12. The school was facing challenges like high stress levels and frequent conflicts among students. To address this, they decided to integrate social emotional learning into their daily routine. What they did, every morning the school began with a 5 minute mindfulness session before classes. This helped students they start their day with calmness and focus. They included reflective writing activities in English curriculum so the students could express and analyze their emotions through writing. They introduced weekly circle time sessions where students get together, sit together, and openly discuss peer issues, personal goals, and emotions. This created a safe space for honest conversations. Teachers were given basic SEL training so that they could guide students more effectively in their social and emotional development. Results, when we talk about results, okay, so the school observed a 30% improvement in classroom behavior. Students were more disciplined and respectful. There was a clear increase in peer support and cases of bullying reduced significantly. Okay. Students themselves reported feeling more heard, valued, respected by their peers and teachers. There was also higher engagement in group projects and classroom discussions, or showing that students had developed better relationship skills and set of belonging. So this case study shows that even small but consistent SEL practices can bring measurable improvements in student behavior, emotional well-being, and overall good climate. Is good school climate and SEL why it matters. Okay, it provides student tools to manage their emotion, reduce stress, as I earlier told, right? How SEL supports teacher coping strategies exactly, promotes emotional expression exactly, boosts resilience, reduces isolation. I think it's very important, SEL skill. Improve involving parents and the community in SEL. How parents can support? Encourage open discussion, they can encourage. But schools and community organize volunteer drives, they can organize workshop with NGOs and everything. Attend workshop, parent, teacher, SEL, right? They can do. Challenges. There's a lack of time. Okay, now I got it. Okay, now limited teacher training. Difficulty in measuring SEL, inconsistent support from school leadership, lack of reinforcement at home, resistance to change. I think it's major common challenges, but how can we overcome them? So embed SEL in daily routines, for example, reflective questions, opening check-ins. Provide short practical sessions on emotional coaching and SEL integration. Use pilot SEL activities and share success stories with the staff. Invite parents for SEL showcases, give talk, home tasks, or resources. Link SEL outcome with academic behavioral goals. Use of technology in social emotional learning. SEL apps. We may say that that's like mood meter, smiling mind, headspace, and stop, breathe, and think helps students feel motivated and manage their emotion. Platform like YouTube or Calm offer short emotional reset tools. Google Docs, daily journaling platforms, and online games and story stimulation. आपका वर्चुअल रोल प्लेस में आ जाता है ठीक सर्वेज वगैरह टीचर्स कैन यूज गूगल फॉर्म्स फॉर सर्वेस राइट NEP 2020. How is it integrating? So, teacher empowerment, life skills, and value based creation. I think for this, CBC has also launched a training session on life skills, right? Well being of learner, 21st century and holistic development. So, education must build not just good students, but good human beings also. NEP 2020 vision, right? It's a vision of NEP 2020. Okay, policy and SCL alignment, NCRT and CBSE focus. Okay. So, as you all can see, regular capacity building programs are going on. Health and wellness curriculum is introduced. Life skill education program, I think it's also included, as I earlier told you all that in previous slide, that it's also included in capacity building program groups, right? NCRT guideline and NCF 2023 guideline, it emphasizes inquiry, reflection, collaboration, promotes play, arts, and something like that. So, what you can start doing today, being each class with a quick emotional check-ins. Build a stronger relationship through active learning, integrate reflection into your subject activities, model empathy, patience, and respectful communication is needed. Continue learning about SEL through training and peer sharing, I think very important. So we can do. Okay. I think it's that what we can do. Okay. So here we have a need of it. Okay. So it's a major problem. So dear all, we will also focus on what that we have a need to do only the one thing good that we have to do everything new in our life, whether it's the learning of their skill, it's the anything in